Now, clickbait is not my style, so let me be clear from the outset. The 981 is awesome and I absolutely love it. Boxster or Cayman, 2.7 or Spider, it's a fantastic car, and to criticise it feels a little bit churlish. But it's not perfect, so here are 5 things about the 981 which leave me gently underwhelmed. Welcome to Project 981 and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you already own a 981, then you'll already know. And if you're thinking of buying one, then I can confirm the reviews are all spot on. It's a fabulous car. But in the spirit of YouTube list videos, and just to emphasize it's not entirely perfect, here are the 5 things that I find gently underwhelming about my Boxster GTS. So off we go. Now, I've mentioned this one before, but I'm mentioning it again because it does, or at least it did, gently underwhelm me. And that is the rear view mirror in the 981. It's this one. It's got a really odd shape, and I think it's supposed to complement the view out of the back between the headrests, but it doesn't work terribly well. It's got a nice thick surround. It does its job, but I think it can be improved on. So gently underwhelming, but easily solved by swapping it out for the 718 rear view mirror, a more conventional shape. Works just the same. I don't have auto dimming on mine, but less underwhelming, and combined with a decent aftermarket wind deflector adds much improved visibility. So number 1 on my list is the gently underwhelming standard rear view mirror. So number 2 is the headlights. However much I have tried to improve them, and I have tried to improve them. I've taken the halogen bulb out, put a fresh one in to improve the colour temperature. I've focused the beams, but they generally don't work as well as I think they should. And I have a useful point of reference because my daily driver is a BMW F30, a 3 Series. It dates to the same period, about 2012, well, 2012 when this tech was introduced, and it has high intensity discharge headlights, and they are better. They are much better, and I cannot for the life of me think why these are not as good. The GTS came with the uprated 35 watt setup, I think, and however much I've tinkered with them, they just don't work as well. Now, I do have a further upgrade plan. I'm not going to go for LEDs, but I'm going to try and put in this winter some fresh HID bulbs to see if that solves the issue. But as it stands, dipped beam driving at night in the GTS, gently underwhelming. Now, you get to choose number 3 because it's either Porsche's sports exhaust or Porsche's active drivetrain mounts, both of which I have on my 981 GTS. Porsche sports exhaust, it's the gently underwhelming failure of the extra valving, which kind of sits under here, the very thing that makes the sports exhaust sporty. And for the drivetrain mounts, it's the failure typically of the sensor in the mount, which throws up the error message, which reverts everything to normal or soft, and, well, kind of feels a bit pointless really. Both are known and regular occurrence on too many cars, I'd have to say, and that's why it's a little bit underwhelming that, well, I've had both on my car. I've had the sports exhaust replaced, and I'm working on a replacement for the drivetrain mounts. But number 3, over-engineering, complicated parts, or a rare lapse of quality control. You decide. Now, it's a measure of how much Porsche got right with the 981. The number 4 is the fairly minor and largely inconsequential smoker's pack, or rather the absence of the smoker's pack. I have the smoker's pack, I have the little cubby cover, and the world's smallest removable ashtray, plus another 12 volt supply. I have many 12 volt supplies. If you didn't spec this, you just got the hole without the cover to put your coins in for the toll or the peage, but we don't use those anymore, so it's kind of like, feels a bit out of place, kind of pointless. I like the cover, but generally speaking, a bit of a gap at the back of the console, which I don't think has been properly thought through. And since you're here, viewers, special mention for the cargo net, just out of sight down there. It was free, it's basically pointless. I don't know why it's in the car or what it's doing there in the first place. So extra storage options, which really have no place in the 981. So number 5, and if you were expecting me to mention the long gearing, I'm not. What I'm actually going to mention is the gently underwhelming stutter at about 3000 RPM, which this engine and all the DFI engines I've experienced seem to have. I first came across it in my 987 Gen 2. It was definitely there in my 997 Gen 2, 911, and this car has it too. It's a curious thing. As you go through the 3000 RPM point, maybe on a half throttle, there's just a tiny little hiccup, a stutter. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know whether it's the variocam valve timing kicking in. I don't know whether it's the start of that little dip in the torque curve. I don't know, but I do find it gently underwhelming and I wish it wasn't there. So if you do know why it's there, please jump in the comments and let me know. So 5 things about the Porsche 981 which leave me gently underwhelmed. But what's the one big thing that doesn't? Well, it's how this car makes me feel. It's how I feel when I look at it. It's how I feel when I get to work on it, to fettle it. It's how I feel when I sit down to the driver's seat and enjoy the calm, confident interior. And of course, it's how I feel when I get to drive the car. It's basically one big happy feeling from owning the Porsche 981. And that sounds like a good opportunity to go for a drive, so I think I will. So thank you viewers for coming along with me on this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.